Testing my audio 1 2 3, and I'm checking whether my live stream is working. Yep, it is working. All right. So assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another edition of live stream from the Muslim Apologist channel, and I'm your host MENJ. And coming on to the show is also our brother Islamic calling. Brother, please show yourself.
Assalamualaikum everyone. How's everything going?
Yes.
It's been a long
Yes.
time since we tag teamed. So
Yes,
it's another
it's
one.
been quite a while. It's been quite a while. Oh, brother
Yeah.
Sydney Football TV is here. Look at this.
Assalamualaikum, bro.
Yes. Walaikum salam, brother. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then
Nice.
oh, look at this, brother Sydney says, yes, I was thinking if you would go live a few hours ago, and you have, mashallah. Yes. Yeah, it's actually something that we have planned before, but I wasn't sure whether it would, take off, and I didn't know that I was supposed to even host it. I thought that brother Islamic calling was supposed to host it, and then suddenly a
No.
few hours ago he told me that I'm the one who's supposed to host it. So
Nah, I
okay,
actually told you that it was gonna be on your channel.
yeah, I think I kind of missed that, or misunderstood that. So I thought it was supposed to be you. For some reason, I thought it was
No
you.
worries, no worries.
So I
Oh,
assumed that it was you. So yeah.
Brother
So
Itasham is here. Brother
oh
Itasham is
yes, brother Itasham is here. Wow, mashallah.
Assalamualaikum, bro.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum,
Yo.
brother Itasham. Yes, this is a very legendary YouTuber. Okay, the earliest one of the earliest Muslim apologists on YouTube. Okay, before we even had a YouTube channel, he has already done it. Okay, before even Muhammad
Yeah.
Hijab, or even before Ali Dawah. So imagine that. Okay,
Mm, mm,
so he's about the same time as
mhm.
he's about the same time as when David came onto the scene. Okay, so yeah.
Uh, yeah.
So yeah, today we are going to talk about the
By the way,
yeah
we should
yeah
announce our plan. So basically, me and
yeah.
brother Amy and Jay
Go
are
ahead.
planning on doing a couple of responses to this guy called What Do You Meme. So are you familiar with his work? What do you meme?
I am, but I have not actually watched many of his videos. I mean, the few that I've seen are mostly responses to him, or sometimes I mean, in the past when that psychopath had his channel, I mean, in a different name, right? I think What Do You Meme actually came onto it a few times, so I did see that. But other than that, I don't actually deal with him, or address him directly. So this is going to be the first time where I'm actually going to attack his material. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can already tell David is shaking in his boot, seeing you, seeing you and brother Etesham coming back to YouTube to
Yeah.
haunt him.
Yeah. Yes. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Look at this, brother. Brother Etesham says, I predate those people by years. Yep. Exactly. I
Yeah.
know. I know that. I know that. Yeah. He was around way earlier, even before. I think even before David became a thing. Okay. Even before YouTube became a thing. So imagine that he was already on YouTube. Okay.
Mhm.
Back then I was using YouTube as just a place to store my videos,
Uh,
my funny videos. That's it. I just upload funny videos on YouTube, and that's it.
which
Okay, and I don't
videos?
do anything else.
Which videos?
Just some not even not videos created by me, just random videos that people send to me, and then I don't have anywhere else to store them, so I thought, okay, just upload it on YouTube and be done with it, and then I delete the original file. So
Ah,
YouTube became sort of a storage place for it. You see,
ah.
this was before YouTube
I
started
mean,
to crack down on
yeah, yeah.
copyright.
I
Yeah.
mean, this
Mm.
was originally supposed to be what YouTube was for back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
now, of course, it became like a media platform.
Yes. Now it has become more of a streaming service. It has become something like Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, media platform.
Oh, brother Dread Inside. Walaikum salam warahmatullah. By the way, brother
Walaikum
Dread
salam.
Inside is a personal friend of mine. He's from Malaysia. Okay.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, by the way,
Mashallah.
as I was saying, so basically, I saw his video on Sneako. I think it was a couple
Yes.
of weeks ago. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw it, and I saw that he made another video on like him again. I think it's Sneako.
Yeah.
I think brother Sneako. So by the way, in case you guys don't know who Sneako is, so basically brother Sneako is a very popular streamer. He does video game streamings, and I think he was used to be a singer.
Yeah.
So he's recently converted to Islam. He's a big kind of like Andrew Tate fan. Uh, but anyway, recently he's converted to Islam, and David Wood and like his gang is basically ganging up on him, right? As he does with mostly new converts, right? Did you notice
Yeah.
this? Like he always goes after like new converts.
He goes after new reverts, but not just new reverts, but they have to be very popular new reverts, like Andrew Tate. People with
Yeah,
influence, like Andrew Tate,
yeah,
Sneako, yeah, this kind of
yeah,
people. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And his friend is the same. By the way, I always recognize this guy, this guy. What do you mean? I don't know
Yeah.
his name. I
Yeah.
saw him on like with David Wood, where they were ganging up on like Sheikh Uthman, but
Yeah.
I didn't know his name. But then I realized he made a lot of videos with David mocking Islam. Like he did, David would made this kind of like mocking videos. I
Yeah.
don't know what is it named. Um, where he's like basically
Islamize
dressing
Me.
up.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
Islamize Me series. Yeah, the
yeah,
Islamize Me
something
series.
like that. I
Yes,
think I
yes.
saw one picture of him and like David Wood licking the Quran or something. It was
Yeah.
just disgusting. Like so,
Yeah.
basically, this piece of shit is now acting as if like he's like some kind of neutral, kind of respectable guy. But this guy's a piece of shit.
It
I mean, I
is.
know
It
because
is. Yeah.
I've seen his
Yeah.
material with David Wood,
Yeah.
right? So he's
I'm
like
not I'm not
he's like David Wood's
surprised.
new boyfriend.
I'm not
I think.
surprised. I'm not surprised. I think
Uh,
he was David Wood's boyfriend before Apis came into the picture and became the new boyfriend. Okay. Okay, because what do you meme came way earlier. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
As I
yeah.
recall. Yeah.
I saw like a lot of like pictures with him. So I mean, like I'm not surprised. This guy is now attacking Sneako,
Yeah.
but he's now acting all nice and whatnot. But I know what this guy is actually about, so should be
They all
fun. But
pretend.
anyway, so
They all
yeah, yeah.
pretend. Yeah. Yeah.
So I saw his videos. He made a couple of videos. So inshallah, me and brother Minje will do a couple of responses. So this is the first one. Inshallah, another one will do an offline video,
Yep.
which may be one could be on. Inshallah, will be on my channel, and then we can do another one, another offline video on brother Minje's channel.
Yep.
So we have
Yep.
a few videos planned, inshallah.
Yep.
So yeah, should be good.
Yep. Yep. Of course. Of course. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just testing out the chat. So do you want me to start playing the video? It's here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, hang on. Let me set things up and all right. Yes.
By the way,
Okay. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, your camera looks really nice. By the way, it's very smooth.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is the MCOF camera. The MCOF camera
Nice,
that I
nice.
bought from
So this,
from
by the way, this is
Kickstarter.
the camera
Yeah.
you'll use to make offline videos, right?
I haven't made an offline video with this camera yet, although I'm planning
Oh,
to. That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
Okay.
point of me getting the camera. Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So if you
Yes.
do make it, I think it'll look nice, inshallah.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so, inshallah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, shall we start playing the
Sure, sure,
video? Yeah.
sure,
Right.
sure.
All right. Okay.
Now, the
Bismillah.
famous influencer Sneako has been consistently giving everyone 5 reasons for why he recently embraced Islam and why he rejects Christianity. Now, there's a lot of people who've been converted to Islam because Andrew Tate did, but I personally don't know the man's motives and won't jump to any conclusions. However, if he is being sincere in the reasons he gives, then we should expect for Sneako to leave Islam and embrace Christianity by the time that he's done watching this video. The
By the way,
reason why is
okay,
this, the 5 reasons that he gives.
I think the video is
Wow, he's
glitching
so
a bit.
confident.
Yeah, I think the video is
The video is what?
glitching a bit. Like it's not.
Should I put it a bit higher, lower? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's try this.
Can we try? Should I try it again? Yeah. Right.
If he wants to be consistent, are the very things that should actually cause him to reject Islam and instead become a Christian. So, don't I'll prove it. Let's start with his first reason.
I resonate with Islam. It makes sense for me because it's weird. It doesn't make sense to me to pray to a man. I don't want to submit to a man. The only person that we should submit to and that we should pray to should be the one creator of the universe, which is Allah. He created the universe and we love him for it. Perfect. That really makes the most sense to me.
So as you just
By the
heard,
way, can you
Sneako
pause?
doesn't like the idea of
Can you
submitting
pause,
to
Aki?
a man, and
Sure,
therefore
sure.
Pause. I mean,
Right.
that's a very simple argument against Christianity. That's all you
Yes.
need.
Yes.
Like, that's all you need.
Yes.
I mean, we just want to worship God. We don't want to worship a
Exactly.
God who's
Exactly.
also a man, who created himself, who killed
Yeah.
himself.
We don't want to basically, I like to annoy the Christians. We don't want to worship a half naked man swinging from a cross. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, again,
Sorry, a half naked Roman criminal swinging from a cross. Yeah. See,
I mean,
it's true. It's true. That's what they believe.
yeah. I mean, like, of course, we believe that Jesus was a prophet of God, alayhi salam,
Yes, of course, of course.
and
Yeah, but
he was
I'm,
a noble
if we
man.
wear the Christian
And
hat, you see, the thing is, if we wear the Christian hat,
Mhm.
if we look at Jesus's life, we will see that according to the Gospels, Jesus was actually arrested, charged, and tried
and
as a
killed.
criminal. And yeah, a criminal, and he was convicted.
Yeah,
He was convicted by a court,
yeah,
by a court of law. So by all accounts, Jesus was a criminal, according to the Roman state. Regardless whether you think he's innocent or not, that's a different story. But the Gospels clearly accuse him of being a criminal,
Mhm.
and he has been indicted in a court of law.
Mhm.
Therefore, Jesus is a criminal,
Mhm.
according to the Gospels.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
see,
and that's the thing. Like, I mean, like, what we believe makes much more sense. We believe that he was a prophet of God, who
yeah,
had a difficult task, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it easy for him and basically replaced him with someone else.
yes, yes, of
And
course, of course.
his mission, he's not complete yet. Inshallah, he will come
Yeah,
back.
our belief,
Yeah,
our belief about Jesus alayhi salam is simple. He was an
yeah,
innocent man. He was never tried at the
yeah,
cross. He never was killed nor
yeah.
crucified. Okay, but that being said, the crucifixion event did happen.
Yeah,
Although they mistaken it for someone else, they
yeah,
thought it was Jesus that they crucified, but it was someone else.
yeah,
It's that simple. It's so straightforward. I mean, Islam is so straightforward
yeah,
that you can't really go wrong with this.
yeah.
And I don't know why Christians like to complicate things.
Yeah, so
I
basically,
just don't
what
get it.
Brother Sneako said is very simple. Like, it's what,
Yeah,
like, I think most people want to believe, but now he's
yeah,
gonna come and complicate this up. But he was really a man. There's like a three in one
yeah.
God, and like this and that.
Exactly. 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 Okay. I'm going to switch the video a bit. I think it's much better, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah. Okay.
take
All right.
us on the left side? That'd be better.
Let me see if I can do that. I'm not sure if I can do that. Let me try. Oops. Okay. Oops.
Uh
Nah, it doesn't work that way. He has to be on the left.
oh,
Then it will be, yeah, then it will be bigger. Yeah. Otherwise it will be like, in a box.
this
Yeah.
way. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't do anything about that. This is how the format.
Yeah, sure,
That's how
sure,
it
no
works.
problem, no problem.
All right. All right.
Yeah, yeah, let's continue. Sure,
Okay, let's continue the video. All right.
sure, sure.
Decided to reject Christianity and to embrace. Unfortunately, if Sneako really does have a problem with submitting to a man, then he should reject Islam. The reason why is because, according to the Quran, Sneako is actually commanded to submit to Muhammad, who's a man. So if this is
Oh, stop. This is ridiculous. Okay, this is absurd. We don't submit to a man. You see, right from the beginning, he's lying. Okay, he's lying through his teeth. We don't submit to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, Muhammad
Uh,
is just a prophet of God. Okay, this is ridiculous, man. He totally misrepresents Islam here,
yeah,
and he can lie through his teeth with
yeah.
this. Okay,
Yeah. By
that's
the way,
ridiculous.
can I show? I think so. Basically, he's using a straw man argument. Like,
Yeah,
Sneako is
yeah,
obviously not saying that he wants to worship a man like Jesus, and the same
yeah.
way Muslims don't worship Prophet Muhammad. It's like that's simple. Like,
Exactly,
everyone knows
exactly,
this. Like, a 5-year-old child knows this. So how is these
exactly,
two things the
exactly,
same? Like,
exactly,
obviously,
exactly.
Sneako is not saying that he wants to submit in the sense that he wants to worship Muhammad. He never said that. No Muslim says that. So where did you get
No
this from?
Muslim ever says that that Muhammad is someone whom we submit to.
Yeah.
We don't submit to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
Submit
wasallam. We
meaning
submit to the
worship,
Lord.
right? That's what
Yes,
Sneako is
exactly.
talking about.
Submit to
Worship.
means yes, exactly. Worship, bowing down,
Yeah, yeah,
obeying,
yeah.
obeying in worship,
As a matter of
giving
fact,
reverence in
Prophet
worship.
ﷺ did not
Yeah,
like people venerating him. He was very
exactly.
humble.
There's a hadith on it.
Yeah, there are
Yes,
countless hadith
yes,
on it, where
yes.
people would like often like come to him, like, and he would often like basically say that I don't know the future, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the future, or
Yes.
he would say that everything I speak is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So basically, he would always credit Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He never said these are
Exactly.
the things I'm doing.
It's actually
Yeah,
yes, it's actually the same thing as how Jesus would say.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know the future. Only the Father
yeah, yeah.
knows.
No one knows the
And
hour.
then I was sent.
By the way,
No one
this
knows the
statement
hour except for the
is said by
Father.
both
Yes,
Jesus and Prophet Muhammad. So that should
exactly.
tell you, like, they're not claiming to be God.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we don't
Exactly.
submit to Prophet Muhammad the same way you guys submit to
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
So it's like a straw
Yes.
man.
I mean, if he really knows, if he knows that Muslims don't worship Rasulullah, but he accuses Muslims of worshiping the Prophet or submitting to God, then so obviously in this video he's lying. He's a liar.
Yeah.
Okay, he's being a liar here,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Yes. Yes. I don't think he doesn't know this. I think he does know this.
He
He's
knows
just
this.
trying to lie his way through it. Yeah.
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 I think
Okay.
okay, so let's give him benefit of the doubt, right? Let's say for the sake of argument, maybe he's saying that we submit to Prophet Muhammad in the sense that we listen to him because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to listen to him. But then again, that's not the
Exa-
same as listening to
That's
Jesus because Jesus is supposed to be God or like demigod, right?
yes.
So
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
that's not the same. You know?
The Jew of during the time of Musa, the time of Moses, and Islam listened to Moses, but is
Yeah, yeah,
Moses
yeah,
God?
yeah.
Is Moses God?
Exactly.
Okay. What about
Exactly.
What about those who follow David and Solomon? Right, David and Solomon are prophets. Were prophets,
Yeah.
even in the Bible itself. Does
Yeah.
that they
I mean
follow the words
I
of
mean
David and
yeah,
Solomon? So does that mean that David and Solomon are gods?
yeah.
No.
What about Paul? Paul. They listen to Paul, right?
As I they listen to Paul. So is Paul God? It doesn't make any sense also. So he's actually trying to imply that somehow we worship Muhammad, which is ridiculous. Right?
Yeah, this is something Christians are like always kind of like this type of throw out this kind of like false kind of like notion. Like, I think I'm sure that he's gonna try to squeeze out of this by saying that, oh, I don't mean like submit in the sense of worship. I mean like, oh, just listen to him. Yeah, but
when
listening to him
yeah,
doesn't mean you worship them, and
yes,
it
exactly.
definitely doesn't work if
Exactly.
you're trying to compare this with following
Exactly.
Jesus in that sense. So it's like
Exactly.
a stupid like
Exactly.
false equivalence
No,
fallacy.
it's a dumb argument. It's a really truly dumb
So,
argument. Oh,
in
oh,
case you guys don't know, like false equivalence fallacy is when you try to compare two different arguments that has absolutely nothing to do with each other.
yeah.
Two different situations that has nothing to do with each other,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
you act as if like they are somehow similar. It doesn't
Yeah.
follow. The conclusion doesn't follow.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So shall we continue?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
All right. Oh, by the way, there are 8 viewers on the stream right now.
Oh,
That's quite a
nice.
lot.
Alhamdulillah.
That's good. That's good, isn't it? Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay. All right. So let's continue playing.
This is a real reason for why Sneako rejects Christianity, then also reject Islam. But what's even more interesting is the reason that he gives for why he thinks that he should only worship Allah. He said that he only wants to worship Allah because Allah is God, Allah is the creator of the universe, and therefore we should. But ironically, in Christianity,
Can you pause
Jesus
it?
is God. He created the entire universe.
Can you pause it? Okay, so did you
Yeah.
notice how
I
he's
just did.
constantly
Yeah.
using the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instead of using words like God? Because he wants to make it seem like
Yeah.
somehow we believe in a, so basically
Yeah.
he's,
Different God.
different God or
Yeah.
like some kind of like, how Christians say it or like moon God and whatnot. So this is a
Yes.
tendency
Exactly.
Orientalist and Christians have. And so he's kind of,
Yes. Yes.
playing with that.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. So for those who are not aware, Allah in Arabic means God.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
Okay. In my part of the world, we call Allah. Sometimes we call Allah as Tuhan
Yeah.
or Tuhan yang
I mean,
Maha
Arab
Esa.
Arab Christians,
That's the
also
native
worship
name,
Allah,
right?
right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. And I think in Persia,
Arab Jews.
in Afghanistan,
Yeah, yeah.
in areas of Persia where Farsi is the
Yeah, yeah.
dominant language, they use Hoda,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
They use Hoda,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's the Bengali term for God. I'm not sure.
Bengali term would be something like Sistikarta or Ishar.
So do you use this to refer to Allah,
We also say
to
Koda.
God?
Koda. Yeah,
Hoda. That's Persian
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
That's Persian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Mandarin they say Allah.
Yeah.
There's 3 words actually. There's Allah. There's Hoda for some communities in China,
Mhm.
and there's Zhenju. 3 words to refer to the one true God.
Mhm.
So all these 3 words refer to just one being entity called the God,
Mhm.
which in Arabic is referred to as Allah.
Yeah.
See, so it's just a matter of language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, this would be equivalent to what Christians view. Obviously, like they have their concept of God is different, but I'm not talking about the concept, but necessarily
Yes.
the
Yes.
understanding that all powerful God
Yes.
exists, not
Yes.
the Son or
Yes.
the like the Holy Spirit.
Yes, the details. Yeah, I mean, of course, the details differ. Obviously, we don't agree on the details, but when it comes to monotheism, when it comes to God, yes, Christians do claim to worship the one true God. Okay,
They
our
just take
yes,
partners with him.
yes, exactly. So the problem with us, with the Christians that we have with them is that they added two more gods to it, and they say
Yeah,
that that's not God, but that's just a part of
yeah,
God. So that so
yeah,
we denounce that, and we say that's shirk. Yeah,
yeah.
that's our
That's
contention. But we don't claim that Christians don't worship the same God. You see, we do say that Christians do worship the same God. It's just that their conception of God, their understanding of God is wrong, is false.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
that's pretty
yeah,
much it. So
yeah,
the Christians, but the Christians, especially in the West, they because we use the Arabic term Allah, so they try to make it sound unique and make it distinct from the one true God. See?
yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah. So that's the thing, that's the game that they play. Yeah, people like
Mm.
this guy.
Oh, by
See?
the way, there's like some idiot called Nicholas. Do you have
Um,
mods? Can you make some mod?
nah, never mind. Just let him talk. I'm not going to share it anyway. So just let him talk. Let all these dollars. Okay, I call them dollars. Okay, dollars means slave in Greek. So let all these dollars say whatever they want in the chat. It's all right. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, by the way, another thing. If you notice, all the kind of like references he's mentioning is from the New Testament. So
Yep.
he's claiming that we also believe that Jesus is all powerful and whatnot, but all of this is from the New Testament. So he's
Exactly.
basically using a circular reasoning. He's saying,
Exactly.
"Oh, look at these books that was written by people who believed that Jesus was God. Says
Yeah.
that Jesus is God. That means that Jesus
Yeah.
is God." Right? So it's circular. It's like we saying that
Yeah.
the Quran is true because in the Quran Allah Subhanahu wa Taala says Quran is true, right? It's
Yes.
like
Yes.
like it's circular argument. Like they didn't do any kind of deduction. They just
Yes.
assumed that Jesus is God, so Jesus is God. Like,
Yep.
that's not how logic works.
Yeah. They always fail at logic. It seems. You see. So
Yeah,
anyway, let's continue. All right.
yeah.
So why does Sneako have a problem with worshiping Jesus in Christianity? Well, the reason why is because Sneako seems to have a problem with Jesus being God and man. Fair enough. So for argument's sake, let's go ahead and say that Jesus isn't God and that he's only a man. So if you have to submit to a man in both Islam and Christianity, then who does Sneako think is the more rational person to submit to? On the one hand, we
Plus,
have
plus.
Muhammad, who
Okay,
wasn't.
he's trying to
Oh,
play with semantics here. He's trying to play with
what is he
semantics.
saying? At
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
did you
Mm,
notice? At
yeah.
first, he said that in Christianity, let's assume that Jesus is not God. But if you
Yeah.
assume Jesus is not God, then it's not Christianity, is it?
Exactly. Exactly.
So what is he
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly. Exactly. You see?
This idiot,
Exactly.
he's
I have no idea
contradicting
what he's
himself.
saying. Exactly. You see?
Like he's saying that he should be a Christian, a type of Christian that doesn't exist. That would
Okay.
not make
All
him a
right.
Christian.
Oh,
So
interesting.
basically, he would be a
Interesting.
Muslim. So what are you saying? You're saying that he should be a Muslim?
I have no idea.
If he's a So basically, he's saying that if let's assume for the sake of argument that Jesus is not God, then why does he have a problem with following Jesus? We don't. That's
We
exactly
don't.
what Christians believe. We do follow
Exactly.
Jesus as
We
a
do
man,
follow Jesus. We
as a
do believe
creator.
that we do believe that Jesus was a messenger that needs to be followed. So
Yeah. So what's his point? I think I think I think he made a very stupid mistake here.
he
Maybe he
made a
didn't realize
blunder.
that.
He didn't
Yeah,
realize the contradiction here. But yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Let's continue, show.
Oh yeah, before I do that, I just brother see a call from UK, I think from the UK. So
Walaikum salam,
Walaikum
bro.
salam wa rahmatullah. And he says that oh, I didn't know that, by the way. I'm watching Hamza's Den as well. Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that
nice.
Hamza's Den is running at the same time, but that's fine. Okay. So anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Born of a virgin.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as a human being, like the rest of us, do have sin.
Needed forgiveness for his sins.
The promise
Can
of
you
God
can you
is
pause
that
it a
his
bit?
sins, and
Can you
his
pause
promise
it?
in the Quran.
Yeah.
Can you pause it? Okay, so
Okay.
I have my issues with like Shabir Ali. Okay, but like what he's saying is not entirely accurate. Now, yes,
Okay.
it is true that Prophet Sallallahu made mistakes, but those mistakes were usually corrected by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So it's not
Yes.
right to say that he is like a sinner or the way
Yes.
he's like phrasing it. So I
The
don't know
the
like what is
yeah.
problem with this like people like Shabir Ali and like Yasir Qadhi. Like why can't you just guys like just face things normally? Like we don't say
Yeah.
he's like some
Yeah.
sinner like going around
Yeah.
sinning. Right? That's not
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
we believe. He's a perfect moral character.
Yes. Exactly.
However, he did make mistakes sometimes, meaning he's not perfect in things outside of religion where he didn't preach it. And when
Yes.
he made a mistake, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala corrected him, right?
Yes. That's right. That's
So
right.
he is because in the Quran also it says he's the best example. He's a perfect example. So that's what we believe. We don't believe
Yes.
that yes, he's a human being. He made mistakes, but he's not like running around sinning. So it's a very
Exactly.
bad way of phrasing it. So I don't know. Like, anyway, you have any thoughts on this?
I would say that in Islam we believe that all the prophets are maksum. So maksum means
Yeah,
protected from sin. So none of them are
yeah,
sinful. All of them are sinless. So
yeah.
you see the way the Christians look at it is all the prophets of God, of course excluding Muhammad. They don't believe that Muhammad was a prophet, right? But they
Mm,
believe that all the prophets of God in the Bible were all sinners except for
mhm.
Jesus. So because Jesus was a
Yeah,
sinless man, therefore he's
mhm.
the perfect sacrifice to die for the sins of the world. Okay, but we
Yeah,
don't hold to this theology. You see, we don't have this
yeah.
theology. Yeah,
Yeah,
you were
so
saying? Yeah.
yeah, so basically what I was saying, yeah, we don't believe that they were sinless in the sense that they intentionally went around against the wishes of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala.
Yes,
Like
yes, yes.
sometimes they did make mistakes, but those mistakes was corrected by
Yeah,
Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Yeah,
according to our own sources, the mistakes that they do are not really intentional, and they're not considered
yeah,
to
yeah,
be sin. They're not considered to be a sinful act. It's just that it's a
yeah,
mistake.
yeah.
Okay,
As a mistake.
so
Yeah.
and if a normal person were to do the so-called mistakes that they did, it's not even a
Mm.
sin. Okay, like for
Yeah,
example, in the Quran we read Surah Abasa, right, the first verse where Allah says, "Oh, you turn away from this blind man," right? Because if you look at
mm.
the hadith, there's a story where the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was trying to preach Islam to the officers of the Quraysh, and
Some
while
rich
and
people
yes,
from.
all the rich, yeah, I don't even recall the names, but then there was this blind man who was sincere. He wanted to know about
I believe
Islam.
his name was Maktum. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yes, I think it's Abu Maktum or Ibnu Maktum. I don't remember. But he approached the Prophet and he wanted to learn. He wanted to ask the Prophet about Islam, but then the Prophet frowned and he turned away. So
Mm.
because of that, Surah Abasa, the first verse came down. So you say you
Yeah,
frown and you turn away. So
yeah,
that wasn't a sin. It's just a mistake that the Prophet
yeah.
did. So
Mistake that was
yeah, just
corrected by Allah
yeah.
Subhanahu wa Taala.
Yeah, exactly, and it was immediately corrected by Allah. So it's not a sin in the sense that if you read in the Bible, you find that Lot, for example, sleeping with his
Sodomy.
daughters. Yes, and
Yeah,
then you have Solomon and David praying to idols when they were old, when they were getting old, and you have David trying to seduce someone else's wife in the Bible. That's just horrible. Okay, so all
yeah.
these things are really horrible acts. Okay, so committed, claimed to be committed by so-called prophets of God. Okay,
Mm.
so that is the problem with the Bible. They accuse the prophets of God of many horrendous things, but
Mm.
we don't. In Islam, we don't. We honor and respect them. We elevate them to a very high level, but they are not gods. Okay,
Yeah.
they are not gods. Yeah, yeah. Anything else you want to add before I play?
No, no. Continue, inshallah.
All right. Okay, let's continue.
Quran is that he has forgiven the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, for his sins, past and future.
And according to Sneako, he wasn't perfect and did some questionable things.
Are you against grooming?
Yeah, it's gross.
How do you feel about like the fact that Muhammad like married a 9-year-old girl?
I don't know how true that is.
But I don't think any Muslims deny it.
If that's true, then he's not. Then nobody's perfect.
So, if Sneako doesn't have a
Pause,
problem with
pause,
submitting
pause,
to a man like Muhammad,
pause.
Yeah,
who
I think
Yeah,
Brother
that
Sneako, he
clip
didn't
was
understand. Yeah,
yeah, that clip
yeah.
was taken before he became a Muslim, so he didn't know. So that's
Oh,
point
oh, he
number
didn't
one.
know. Okay,
He actually clarified this
okay,
in his response to this guy. So that's point number one.
yeah,
Second
mm,
point number this
okay,
stupid girl. She's saying that. What do you think about grooming? Like marrying someone is not grooming. Like look up the word grooming. Like
yeah,
open a
exactly.
dictionary. It's not hard. Look up the word
Yeah,
grooming. What does grooming mean?
yeah,
Marrying someone is
yeah,
not grooming.
exactly. Grooming is trying to entice the person to
Yeah, yeah,
eventually
yeah.
have that kind of relationship with
Like for
that
example,
person, right?
if
Without any ties related to her,
yeah,
right?
for example,
Yeah,
if he had some kind of haram relationship with Aisha
yeah,
Radhana before the marriage, then that could be considered grooming. But he didn't.
mm,
He went straight to the parents, and then they got married. Like
yeah,
that's not grooming. Like
exactly.
do these people like have problems like with logical thinking? I don't know. So that
I
anyway, so
honestly I
that's
don't
not
know.
grooming. And another thing is that Bible allows young marriages like this. Like it's not. We already talked about this.
I think we
You
have
know,
discussed this to the death. Like I don't know how many times. So I'm already tired of talking about this again and again and
like
again. and again
Can,
without stopping.
can I
Like,
can I
yeah.
can I share the screen?
Go ahead.
This
Go ahead.
link
I'll
I
share it.
want
I'll
to
share it.
share.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you share this? Okay. So Numbers 31:18. This is, I believe it's Moses speaking. Uh, it says 31:18, Numbers 31:18, and save for yourself every girl who has never slept with a man. Now, if you look at the Hebrew here, or spare for yourself every girl, the word girl, the root word for it is tap. If you look at some of the root words, it says their little ones, and their little ones, and their little ones. So basically, it's referred to children. And if you look at all these references, they all refer to children, right? Oh, bro, Amy and Jerry there?
Yeah. I'm here. I'm here. I just
You
switched
there?
the
Okay.
camera to you so that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. 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 I just
I can hear
switching
you.
off my camera so that you focus on the item. All right.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
no
Yeah. I'll
problem.
switch off my camera
So
now.
yeah, did you see all these references of this same word, or like the root word tough, and they all
Yes.
say like little
Yes.
ones, children, little
Yes.
ones, our
Yes.
little ones,
Yes.
our little ones,
Yes.
little
Sometimes
ones.
tough or sometimes even Nara. Nara means little girl as well. Yeah.
Yeah, little ones, little
Yeah.
ones, little ones, and that's
Yeah.
exactly how the commentators have interpreted this, and they say that this is referring to marriage. Here, keep alive for yourself. The Israelites were allowed to make a slave of their captives shortly after capture, meet, and atonement, and
Yeah.
the law concerning marriage, captives enacted. And again, like
Exactly.
if you read the what do you call it, uh, rabbinic commentary. Uh, Hold on, let me share this again. Like we already talked about this. Like I don't know why these people keep lying, but
Yeah.
so yeah, if you go to the commentary of the rabbis,
Mm.
uh, it's loading.
Okay. Still loading.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, while it's still loading, shameless plug. If anyone wants to support the live stream, please do, feel free to, yeah, come on to, you can donate through PayPal. Okay, you can scan the QR code. It's right there. So if you support the stream and if you feel that you want to help in some way, by all means, okay, do support the stream. Okay,
Yeah.
and also of course, in addition, I also have this program where I have this Quran project going on. So this is meant for non-Muslims to learn about the Quran, to get a free copy of the Quran. Okay, so the copy looks like this. Okay, shameless plug here. Okay, so this is the okay. I'm going to show it here. Yeah, right. Okay, so this is the copy of the Quran. Okay, free copy. So if anyone wants a copy of this, you can just go to that page there and sign up for it. Right. So yeah. Okay. So shameless plug over and back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Right.
read the commentaries in
Hang
Talmud.
on. Wait. Let me remove this. Sorry. Oops.
Uh,
Hang on. Hang on. How do I remove this? Okay. Um.
I think okay,
Okay.
nice.
All right. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you read the Talmud, there's a many quotes by rabbis, but for example, Rabbi Shaman ben Yoha says, "A female who converts at less than 3 years and 1 day old is fit to marry. 3 years and 1 day old, fit to marry into priesthood." So these are converts, meaning people who you will take as slaves, and then they'll convert, and then you marry them at the age of 3, as it is stated after the war with Midian. But all the children, they translate this as children, female children who have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourself. Keep alive for yourself, i.e., you may marry them. Uh, and this is referring to 3-year-olds. Then there are more. Uh, But then it says that, and yet the Torah permitted this woman of them, which indicated the girls are who are not of age. The converted permitted your place. So yeah, and then you keep reading. It says the same thing. Uh, as it is, Huna raised a contra. So here it says the Dharma cites another ruling, Rabbi Shimon Yohan, also related to the discussion of defining who is considered a virgin. It is taught in Baratia that Rabbi Shimon ben Yohe says a female convert who converted when she was less than 3 and 1 day old is permitted to marry into the priesthood. So this guy is very famous, I think, Rabbi Shimon, and he's saying that this is talking about 3-year-olds, as it is stated, but all women and children who have not known man by lying, keep alive for yourself. His verse indicate that these women were fit for all the warriors, and since Venus priest was with them, it is clear that young converts are permitted to priests. So basically, they're all saying that this is talking about Jewish converts, 3-year-olds, and you can basically marry them. So this is the commentary that you can clearly see.
Should I make it larger? Oops, no, it doesn't work. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think this is the best I can do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure, no problems.
Yeah.
Uh, then it says in Rabbi Simon, I think it's the same guy, a girl which became a proselyte, became less than a 3-year-old and 1 day of age is acceptable for priesthood. Since says all female. So yeah, basically it's talking about marriage, as I explained. So yeah, Christianity allows child marriage. I mean, so I don't know, like, like actually, what? Let me share something. Let me share
Okay.
something else
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
because they like to shout about this. Let me make a simple argument. It should be very easy to follow. Oh, oops.
Can you make it smaller? Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, okay. So here is a simple argument. So basically, they're saying that marriage with minors is immoral, right? So it's like the first premise. Then second premise, we say that Christianity allows minor marriage from age 3. Conclusion, therefore, Christianity is immoral, right? If marriage with minors is immoral and Christianity allows marriage with minors, then Christianity is immoral, right? It logically follows. So, like, then he should, become an atheist. He should leave Christianity. It's,
Because yeah, they don't these Christians, they try to think, they try to synchronize their so-called Christianity with secular liberal, because these are all secular liberalist values. Okay. So but they're not doing a good job out of it. Okay, so that's why they have all these problems now in the West. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And that is why brother Sneako, he realized this and he has reverted to Islam, alhamdulillah. So okay, so anyway, do you want to continue playing this video? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Do you have any
Okay,
comments in regards to this?
no, nothing much. It's just that, yeah. I mean, what you said basically. Why do they derive this young age? Is because, or basically, it relates to the marriage of Rebecca to Isaac. Okay, I think that on this particular issue, I've been talking about this for aeon, so I'm not going to repeat myself here. Okay, I don't know how many times I want to repeat this over and over again. You can just watch my previous videos on the subject where I actually gave evidence and I showed a lot of things from from this tradition. Okay, where the Jews believe that Rebecca was married off to Isaac when she was 3 years old. It's not a slight upon Isaac or Rebecca, by the
Yeah,
way.
you
Okay.
you know what they'll say? What they'll
Yeah.
say? They'll
Yeah.
say that she was carrying water buckets.
Yeah.
3-year-olds can't carry water buckets.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I've played a response to that by a Jewish rabbi who responded to that. He said that, at the time you can't compare, thousands of years ago with
Yeah.
with the 9 years old, the 3 years old of one goodness knows how many years ago with today. Okay, because back
Also,
then
like,
they're more mature. Yeah.
yeah. Also, another thing is that, like, in the Bible, it has stories of, like, I don't know, like, people parting the sea. I mean, like, and then, like, days and nights, like
Yeah.
freezing or something like that.
Yeah.
Then devil, like, beating Jesus. You don't
Exactly.
have a problem with that, but you have a problem with 3-year-old carrying a bucket.
Exactly. Exactly. You see. So that's see these Christians are duplicitous. You see. So that's how they
Yeah.
behave. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, let's continue playing this. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
even according to him, wasn't morally, then why would he have a problem submitting to someone like Jesus, who, even according to Islam, was born of a virgin, performed miracles, and wasn't a sinner? If submitting to a man really is a problem for Sneako, then he should reject Islam so Muslims to submit to Muhammad. And if he decides
Can
to
you pause it? Okay. So he's basically describing Islam, because what he's describing is not Christianity. Like, if you actually believe
Yeah.
that Jesus was just a prophet and you should submit to him, yeah, you're a Muslim. We don't have an issue with
yeah,
that.
Muslim, of course.
The reason we have
Yeah,
issue
and,
with
and
it
then
is you
and then he
said that
repeated
Jesus
his
is
lie.
God. Not only is he God,
Yeah,
he's his son.
yeah,
That's the issue here.
exactly.
If you guys actually believe
And
that, we wouldn't have an issue.
yes, exactly. And we don't and he repeats his lie again, saying that we submit to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now
Yeah.
that it's a lie, right? I mean, I don't know why this guy thinks that we bow down or we worship Rasulullah. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean the name says it. Okay, the Arabic says Rasulullah, messenger of God. Okay, I mean, how can God become a messenger?
Yeah.
Okay, or how can a messenger suddenly become God? I mean, it's
Yeah.
so clear in the Arabic. Okay, and this guy is trying to say that we submit to the prophet. Oh my God. Okay, we call him the prophet. We don't call him the God.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't
Alhamdulillah.
call him
Yeah.
the na'uzubillah min zalik. We don't call him the son of God like how Christians say for Jesus. Okay,
Yeah.
so so it's obvious that we don't worship or we don't submit to Rasulullah or to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So you want to continue
Oh,
this?
by the way, speaking of which,
Yeah,
why is he
yeah.
wearing the hat like that? Like, it's really annoying me. like
I don't know. Maybe he thinks.
he's
Maybe
like,
he thinks it's a some sort of style. I don't know.
no,
Maybe that's
I
his
mean, if
personal.
you're gonna wear a hat, at least cover like your forehead. I mean, especially if you're like bald, and you're gonna like mock our intelligence. At least do the due diligence and like cover it properly. Like,
I don't know. Maybe he has a white forehead. Okay, like a flower horn. I don't know. Okay.
I know it seems like a
Um.
nitpick, but it's just really bothering me. I feel like, I mean, oh, by the way, he continues to like mock kind of like Sneako and try to make it seem like he's stupid. Another
Okay.
thing you have to know that Sneako is a new revert to Islam.
Yeah.
So these
Exactly.
people look for easy targets, right? I mean, why don't
Yep.
you try this
Yep.
with like, I don't know, Muhammad Hijab or like brother Amy and J or some or
Why not?
me,
Why
for
not try it
example.
with me? Yeah, with me or you. Try that with me and you. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
let's
So
go.
yeah. Let's continue.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
have a change of mind and conclude that he's actually okay with submitting to a man, then once we compare Jesus and Muhammad, even according to Sneako's own standards, then it makes a lot more sense for him to be a Christian and not a Muslim. Now, let's
No,
move
it
on to
doesn't.
another
No,
it
it
doesn't
does
at all.
not.
It does not. It does not lead just because the Islam teaches that we have to believe in the Prophet. We have to obey his messenger. The messenger doesn't make him God, nor does
Yeah.
he mean that we submit to God. So you see the term. I think it's about semantics. He's playing with semantics. Okay, he's playing
Yeah.
with semantics. The word he's trying to change the meaning of submit here to somehow meaning worship,
Yeah.
and he's confusing it with God because we don't submit to the Prophet. We submit to God. But we obey the messenger. Yes, we do obey the messenger. We obey. We don't submit. There's a difference.
Mhm.
Okay, obeying and submitting are two different things. Okay, so for Rasulullah, we obey him because God commanded us to obey him. But in terms of submission, in terms of worship, we submit to God.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
it's how difficult is that to understand? Okay,
Oh, by the way,
right?
another thing to note, I think he's a Protestant, right? So one of the
Yeah,
Protestant belief is that, you don't have to do any actions as long as you believe something. That's it,
yeah, faith. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
think Catholics
yeah.
believe that you can't not only have faith, but you have to like act upon it or listen to the church
Yes, yeah. You have
and
to do
whatnot.
faith and works. Yeah,
So I think this is one of the
yeah,
like main
yeah,
creedal or akida related difference that they have. So which is why what
yeah,
I found interesting, because you see like when people like capturing Christianity responds to like someone like an atheist,
yeah,
but I don't see them like quoting like the church or whatever, but like at least or like Michael Jones or Inspired Philosophy, or like when they like make a response, they
yeah,
act as if like you know uh, doing actions is important. But here for Protestant, they believe that if you as long as you believe, it's okay, right? But
yep.
the thing is
Exactly.
that like if that was okay, then like why do you believe that non-Christians will go to hell, right? I mean, they do believe in
Yep.
God. So
Yep.
I don't know. I just find it really to be interesting because like it seems like that's where it's coming from. Like
Yeah.
like his criticism
Yeah.
is that as long as you believe, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I think this Protestant belief is also the same belief that a lot of heretical groups in the early Islamic history had, which is that as long as you believe, that's it. But of course, in Islam, we believe that belief and actions are like part of the religion. Like they both go hand in
Yep.
hand. Like for example, if
Yep.
you believe in Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you don't pray, you don't like fast or anything, and then that can nullify your akida. So
Yep.
it's not just that
Exactly.
you believe and that's it.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Let me see if I can switch the camera. I want to try switching to front. Yep. I think this is better. Okay. Just to change the angle. Okay, let's continue. You want to continue this? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's continue.
Islam.
I like the fact that you pray 5 times a day, Islam. That's you're going more grounded. They take
I
prayer
actually
more
spoke
seriously than any
beforehand.
other
He's gonna
religion.
get to this
All right,
point.
now
Actually,
this is actually a really strange one because not too long
Yeah.
after he
Yeah.
recorded this video, he asked for guidance in this area, and he said this.
I don't have the time to pray 5 times a day. Are you supposed to take all the steps fully? Are you supposed to fully dive into it, or can you like what's the next move?
So now it's pretty strange that he cites praying 5 times a day as something that he likes about Islam, which is ironically the same thing that he thinks that he can't do. Now, I'm not sure if he realizes that these prayers aren't prayers that spontaneously come from the heart. Instead, these prayers are just memorized sayings in Arabic, which is, of course, a language that Sneako doesn't
Memorized according
understand. But if
to
Sneako
whom?
just likes a structure that comes with ritualized or memorized prayer, then he could have just stayed in his Catholic church since they have recited prayer as well. I mean, unless he just likes the fact that they
Yeah. He doesn't understand that. He doesn't know how the Catholic, because the Catholic Church they don't worship the same way as we do.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean they have they have ritualized prayer, but it's not the same as the Salah. Okay. You want to comment
okay.
on that?
Yeah. So did you notice what I said before? So basically, he's a Protestant, right? So he's saying that
Yes.
if prayer is so hard, why pray? Because that's actually what the Protestant believe. I believe. So
Yes.
basically,
Yes, that's
their
right.
belief
That's right.
is that actually, you know what? Can I pull it up? Pull something up?
Sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold up.
I'll share it across. Yeah. Oh, we have trolls in the chat. Okay. But let them make their noise. Yeah.
Okay. Can I? Okay. Let me share the screen.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. And I'll pull it up. All right.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Let me
There you go.
make it a bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Protestantism is a branch of Christianity that follows the theological tenets of the Protestant Reformation, a movement that began in the 16th century with the goal of reforming the Catholic Church from perceived error, abuses, etc. Protestantism emphasizes the Christian believer's justification by God in faith alone. Faith
Faith
alone.
alone. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
faith alone.
Yes. That's right. That's
Rather
right.
than
That's right.
by combination of faith and good works as Catholicism.
Yep.
So what is
Yes.
that
Not
is
just Catholics. Not
Yeah.
just Catholics, but also Eastern Orthodoxes.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the Eastern Orthodox.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what he said about Catholics is completely false, because Catholics do believe in doing work as long as having faith. So Catholics
Yeah.
don't just simply believe, and they don't believe that there's no obligatory religious rituals. That's not
Yeah.
Catholicism. Again, if there's any Catholics watching, please correct me. But this is what it says, and as far as I know, Catholics do have a kind of religious, religious things.
Yeah.
Like they go to the church. I believe
Yeah.
Protestants don't have to, or don't believe that they have to go to the church.
Yeah.
So what he said is about Catholic is just false. So he doesn't know about his own religion. And then
I mean, the guy is clearly doesn't understand what the Islamic Salah is. You see.
yeah.
Okay. You see, brother Sneako, you have to keep in mind he's a new revert.
Mhm.
He's still new on many things.
Yeah.
He still don't understand what the significance of the Salah is and why we need to do the Salah. And I mean, he's trying to do it, but he's struggling with it. I mean, I understand, because new reverts they cannot cope with, or they're trying to hard to cope with discipline of doing the salah. It's not easy. Okay, even as a born Muslim myself, it's also not easy. Okay, I'm not saying that it is, but eventually you get into the ritual. You can do it, inshallah. But this guy, okay, this what do you meme guy? He's taking advantage of Sneako's newness, okay, newbiness, and he's just jumping on it. Okay, he's just jumping on every single statement
Yeah.
that Sneako says. So basically, what Sneako is saying that he likes how Islam teaches that the 5 prayers are important in Islam,
Yeah.
but later on in a different stream, he says that he's been trying to do it,
Yeah.
but he's struggling with it. As a new Muslim, obviously he's trying to adjust. He's trying
Also,
to
also think
cope
about
with his new life,
think about the
right?
arguments he's making. So he's saying that
Yeah,
if something is hard, you don't need to do it. Okay, studying is hard.
yeah,
Don't go to school. You know,
yeah,
going to the
yeah,
office is
yeah,
hard. Don't go to office.
yeah.
Eating is
Switching
hard.
on
Starve.
switching on the computer. Yeah, switching on the computer is hard. Don't stream. Don't do live streams. Talking in front of the camera is difficult to set up the camera to.
Yeah.
Don't do a live stream. Yeah, don't do a live stream.
I mean, like, it's
So
so
it's
stupid.
dumb. It's a dumb. Yeah, it's a dumb argument. Really, just because something is hard doesn't make it untrue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just
Or what you
because
think or what you perceive is hard.
yeah,
Okay.
just
What
because something
you
is
think.
hard doesn't
Yeah.
mean you shouldn't do it, or
Yes.
there's
Exactly.
no
Exactly.
there's no
Yeah.
need for you to do it. Like, for
Yeah.
example, the
Yeah.
thing about like the prayer in Islam is
Yeah.
that it's a way for you to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And even if you don't feel like doing it, you still have to do it. Think about it this way. Like, for example,
No, I just thought of a new argument against Christianity. Trinity is hard. I can't understand what one plus what Father, Son, and Holy Spirit means. It's so difficult to understand. Therefore, Christianity is false.
yeah. Yeah, that's
There
a
you
good
go.
argument actually. Actually, you know what? That is a valid argument. That's actually one of the points that William Ockham raises against Christianity,
Oh,
and he
really?
literally says, and I think I showed you on the stream, William Ockham, who was a theologian and philosopher, and basically said that Trinity is
Okay.
logical contradiction. It leads to logical contradiction. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
okay. Like, we don't have to make logical sense of it. He literally admitted this.
Yeah, I mean Christians will never make logical sense of the Trinity anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So so not surprising. Unsurprising, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So do you want to continue with the
yeah,
response?
sure.
I'll bring this off and take him online and I'll continue playing. Yeah.
times a day. Then there's no reason that he couldn't set a clock, get his knees, and pray 5 times a day as a Christian. So if this really was a reason for he converted to Islam, then he shouldn't be a Muslim, since in Islam he's obligated to pray 5 times a day. And he even said himself
Yes.
that he can't meet all his obligations since
Yeah,
he
so-
doesn't have the time for it. So
You're
instead
also
of embracing
obligated to
Islam,
obey the traffic
he really
rules.
should have just embraced Christianity.
Yeah, you're obligated to follow the traffic rules. You're obligated to learn
Yeah.
to
So
take your
don't
license
follow the
before
traffic
taking.
rules.
Yeah,
If you say
you're obligated to go to school. You're obligated to go to school to learn. It's so difficult to wake up in the morning every day at 6 a.m. Then you need to dress up. You need to. I mean, why can't you just sleep all day, right?
Yeah.
So why do you need to go to school? It's so difficult to go to school. So don't go to school.
okay, don't go to office.
Don't study anything.
Yeah, don't go to.
Don't go
office
to.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Every day you go to work every morning, at 6 a.m. You need to wake up, you need to dress up, you need to go to office. Yeah, it's too difficult to do. So why don't I just not go? Why don't I just not do that?
Yeah.
Right?
I
Why
mean,
don't I just
the
stop going to
the
office?
thing that he's missing here is that the reason why the obligatory prayer exists is so that we can
Yeah.
renew our connection with Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. We can please Him.
Yes.
Is so that we can
Yes.
have a connection with it. Even if you don't like it or you find it hard, it's still good for you, because
Yes.
the whole reason of your existence is it's a test, and we don't like tests, right? Like, for example,
Yeah.
if a child goes
Nobody
to,
likes this.
goes to like an SSC exam, they're not gonna like it. But after the test, when they do well, they feel great, right? So that's the same thing. Like, for example, it's a test, and we have to pass this test, even if you have a hard time following this, things like prayer and whatnot. It's still good for you in the long run, right? You will feel better once you have done it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and your
Exactly.
a relation with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will be better for it. So this is why
Yeah.
obligatory prayers and rules and regulation exist. They're for your own good.
Exactly. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's continue this. Yeah.
Sure.
the next Sneako consistently gives for why he rejects Christianity in favor of Islam is his problem with hierarchies.
Why I never felt like Christianity, for example, like hierarchy in Christianity, they have bishops, they have priests, they have the Pope, there's a power structure, like politics in the religion, which makes no sense. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in Islam, it's not. It's all equal. We're all God's children.
So here says a problem with hierarchy in Catholicism, and therefore Islam says there are no hierarchies in Islam, and we're all children of God. All right, lots of issues with this one. First off, to say that he likes the idea that we're all God's children in rather than Christianity is exactly backwards. The idea that God is our father and we're his children comes straight from Christianity. In fact, it's actually offensive to say such a thing in Islam, since the best relationship that we can have with Allah is a slave-master relationship. Secondly, when it comes to talking about hierarchies, it really depends on what he means when he says that. Now, I'm not a Catholic, so I won't speak to that, but the answer that Muslim friends give in response is virtually identical to the Christian position.
Although there will be levels, like for example, the imam or the sheikh will have a certain level, not over people in sight of God, but we listen to them because they have knowledge. People like the leader of the Islamic community, we listen to them because they're the leader. They were kind of put in place by God to make sure the community is safe, and they have responsibility. Just like a husband has responsibility for his wife and kids, there's a level of authority there. But it's not that, oh, he's better than us or God loves him more. You can have like a poor person who worships God, who's very loved by God because of their devotion.
Okay, now the only major difference here is that in Christianity, God loves you whether you're faithful to him or not, and if you're a believer or a non-believing sinner, which just isn't the case in Islam. So this means that if hierarchies are a problem for Sneako, then he should also reject Islam.
He's claiming that God loves everyone equally, and therefore in Islam, God, there are certain levels of.
So basically, I think he's again like this argument is coming from like his Protestant background because he doesn't believe that the papal authority has any authority. Right, so you can just read the Bible for yourself and decide for yourself. So he doesn't believe in authority, but Catholics do. Right. And I think Brother Sneako, he used to be a Catholic, so he had an issue with.
I think the brother from Three Muslims, I don't quite agree with his answer when he said that
actually I was going to get
Muslim
to that.
leader. I don't quite agree with his answer. He said that the leaders of the Muslim leader were put there by God. I don't agree with that.
I don't quite. Okay. So I think the brother Rami, I think he has some things that are good, but something that are kind of stupid. With all due respect, because like the thing is that scholars are not like chosen by God, like the Salaf, like the Prophet were, right? So they're not the same. Like saying that they're chosen by God, like what is that? What do you mean? Like that's not what we believe. Like scholars,
that's not what we believe. We elevate them as our leaders because of their knowledge. Because of their knowledge and because of their taqwa, perhaps. Maybe some of them are pious. We know that they are pious from the way they speak, from the way they talk, from the way they act. So we believe and their leadership, and therefore we put them into positions that we call them imam or we call them sheikh. Okay.
But
and we give them certain roles. But
difference with Christians we have is Christians church leaders or the popes.
They are institutionalized.
They literally have the authority to change laws, religious laws from the book, change canon laws from the book.
Exactly.
Like, a Muslim scholar cannot do that. I look at Yasir Qadhi, like he says like some stupid thing. 100 Muslims are condemning him, making videos on him,
exactly.
Him
even though he's trained at University of Medina, people are still 1,000 Muslims will still condemn him for anything stupid that he says.
So basically, the difference.
Let's say, Na'udzubillah min zalik, let's say the Imam of Al Azhar suddenly decides that if you want to slaughter a pig, it's halal if you say Bismillah. Would you agree with that? Would anyone agree with that?
No,
you won't agree with that, right? The whole world will oppose him, right?
So,
the whole Muslim world will oppose him. But in church authority, in the Catholic Church especially, if the Pope suddenly says that, it's fine to do this. I mean, like for example, like he made a statement about homosexuality the other day. He said that it's not a sin, right? It's not a sin. It's just it's not a crime. It's a sin. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. It's not a sin. Something like this. So nobody in the Catholic Church stood against it. Okay, even though it's clearly against the teachings of the Bible. So you see the difference. You see, if an imam one day, some authority in the Muslim world were to say something, homosexuality is halal, let's do homosexuality. The whole Muslim world will go against him, regardless of his authority, regardless of his knowledge.
So basically here he's committing the faulty comparison fallacy. So basically his argument is that, Muslims follow authority, Christians follow authority, therefore they're the same. No, they're
not the same at all.
When Muslims follow authority, that is in the sense of they know something more than us, so we go to them. But if we learn more about a particular topic and we see that they're wrong, we can say they're wrong, and we don't have to follow.
We can say this, and we can oppose them. And we can oppose them.
However, in Christianity, you cannot do that. I mean, your church leaders or like church can literally say gay marriage is like halal. You have
Yes.
churches and gay marriage
Yes.
happening in churches.
Exactly. It's happening right now in the West. All the churches are now allowing for
Yeah.
gay
So
marriages, for
yeah, so
homosexuality
the, so so
to
your
in the
religious leaders
congregation.
can literally remove a canon law that has been established by
Yes.
Moses and like Lut and all these other like prophets, righteous men. Right?
Yes.
They can
Yes.
literally do
Yes.
that. Like Paul, look at
Yes.
Paul, look at what Paul did. He literally
Yes.
override like most of it, right?
Exactly.
So that's the
Exactly.
difference. They're
Exactly.
not the same. Like for example,
Yeah.
everyone is held accountable by the Quran, Sunnah, and the way of the
Mm.
Salaf. Everyone is held accountable. Anyone can make
Yes.
mistake. Anyone who
Yes.
goes against
Yes.
this criteria
Yes.
is
Yeah.
we don't have to listen to them. But in Christianity,
Yes.
you have to listen to
Yes.
them. That's
Yes.
what Brother
Exactly.
Sneako is
Exactly.
talking about. A hierarchy.
Exactly. So yeah, yeah. That's what he means by hierarchy. Not in terms of authority as how the church perceives it, but as how
Yeah.
in terms of knowledge and in terms of reliability. You
Yeah.
see? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this is the point, and I think he's being very
Yeah.
disingenuous, and he's making a fallacious
Yeah.
argument. And sadly, I think Brother
Definitely.
Sneako, because he's new to this, he doesn't
Yeah.
know maybe how to
Yeah.
call out
We have to
logical
forgive.
fallacies
Yeah.
and whatnot. Yeah,
We have to give him some leeway. He's still new. Okay. I think he has been Muslim for how long? For only 2 months, 3 months
yeah,
at the most.
yeah,
2, 3 months. That's a very short time.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So okay, before I continue, there's this brother HK. I think he's from, but our brother he's from New Jersey. So Assalamualaikum, brother HK. Yeah, he's been with me for quite some time on my live streams.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
by the way, bro, can you
Yes.
give me like 5 minutes? It's doing adhan here, so I'm gonna take a little bit of break, and I'm gonna be back, inshallah.
All right. Okay. So in the meantime, I'll just wait for you. All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I guess in the meantime, while brother Islamic calling is listening for is waiting for the azan. Okay. I'll just read the comments here. Right. So let me see now. Uh, Sorry, I thought I heard someone at the door. Okay, I can only see some troll comments which I've blocked. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, okay. So, all right. Let me see. Brother Mehdi. Okay. Uh. Okay, I think Brother HK is asking me a question. Uh. Comment on Andrew Tate. All right. Oh, Brother Andrew. All right. Muslims are blasting Andrew Tate for reading the Quran without a shirt and pants. That's the only reason. Okay, the haram police are back. Okay, he's still a Muslim. Brother Sajid Lipa made a video about it recently. He said we should be respectful to Andrew Tate so that we don't chase him away from Islam. Your thoughts, brother me, right? So yeah, I agree with I on this issue I agree with Sajid Lipam. Okay, with brother Sajid. So yes, because you have to keep in mind he's a new Muslim. I mean, how long has he been a Muslim? Since last year in I think November or December, right? That's like barely 6 months. Okay, and he has been in prison most of the time. Okay, he's been in the prison until very recently, and he's still under house arrest. Okay, but yeah, we should give him some leeway. I always have this problem with these people, these so-called Muslims who come onto the comments and they start condemning you. Okay, like for example, I played some music, like for example my intro. Yeah. Oh, I think I forgot to play my intro for the live stream today. But okay, like for example, this intro. All right. Yeah. So like that intro, for example, yes, some Muslims come on here and they say, "Oh, is haram. Music is haram. Okay, why are you playing music? You see, so I get that a lot. I get a lot from this haram piece, but as someone who don't listen to these people, I don't take my religion for them. I just shut my shut my eyes. I mean, I just shut them out, right? But that's the
Okay, I'm
problem
back.
with some. Okay. By the way, yeah, welcome back, brother. So basically, this brother HK, he's talking about this. Do you know about this recent controversy about brother Andrew
Mm,
Tate?
mm.
Yeah. So this is the one. So brother HK is just asking me about this. So he says Muslims are blasting Andrew Tate for reading the Quran without shirts and pants. Okay. And
Like
then
I
he's
think
asking my
I
for my
think
thoughts.
I
Yeah.
think I think Muslims have a problem on what should they
Yeah.
focus on and what should they not focus on. When there are
Exactly.
people in
Exactly.
Bangladesh that are
Exactly.
literally doing grave worship, right?
Exactly.
They're
Exactly.
they're
Exactly.
Shias beating like
Yeah.
I don't know, like doing like like self injury and all this other kind of nonsense. Like you guys should take issues with that rather than focus
Yeah.
on things that ultimately doesn't matter. Yeah, sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I think even he didn't like post that video picture on the social media, but even if he did, of
Yeah.
course, like you know, sure, it's not nice to like read Quran like that. I mean, you shouldn't read the Quran like that. But like
Yeah. Of course.
we have bigger things to worry about.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
And I think it's such a minor mistake. And I think his intentions were sincere, and may Allah forgive him for what he did. Right. So
It's not
he
that
just basically
it's
it's just
it's
between
not
him
that
and
like
God.
we should like
Yeah.
let him off
Yeah.
the hook like everything he does. But the problem is that like why are we focusing on this? Like we
Yeah.
have Muslims in
Exactly.
China is like being tortured. We have like Palestinian
Exactly.
issue, and you're focusing on like some guy like reading Quran in like shorts. Like
Priorities, people. Priorities. Right. Yeah. Priorities. Yeah. So
personally,
okay, I'm going to
I
bring
don't
back.
like the fact that Muslims obsess so much about Andrew Tate. It's not that I think he's perfect and you guys should follow him. Don't follow him.
Yeah.
He's like a human being. And
Yes. Exactly.
and
Yeah.
if he says something that is clearly against Islam, yeah, inshallah, we will come out and correct it. Right?
Yes. Of
But
course.
reading
Of
the
course.
Quran in like maybe in his own home, like I don't know why this is the issue. Anyway, let's
Yeah,
continue.
exactly. It's a for me it's a non-issue. I mean, he doesn't know, right? He's a new revert. Shouldn't be harsh onto him, right?
Mm.
Because if we are harsh on him, then he might,
And it's not
he
that
might
you
turn
shouldn't
away
harsh
from
on
Islam.
him. I don't know
Yeah,
why focus on that. Like
yeah,
who cares?
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Who
Like, who
cares?
cares? Who gives a
Exactly.
shit? Focus on something else. Learn
Exactly.
the deen. Learn Aqidah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Read books of
Exactly.
Islam.
Exactly.
Okay, we
Exactly.
have we should
Exactly.
spend your time on things that are
I mean, he's a new
useful.
revert, man. I mean, you can't expect him to, just because he suddenly recited the Shahada today, tomorrow he becomes a
No,
sheikh.
actually, like that's not the
Exactly.
point. The point
Yeah.
is that we should
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
pay any
Yeah.
attention to him because, like, the thing is,
Yeah.
he's not some scholar. Like, why are Muslims so
Exactly.
obsessed with him?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
I know. I know. Yeah. That's my point. Yeah. That's my point. Because, I mean, he's a new revert. Cut him some slack, man. Cut him some slack, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, but of course, I'm not saying that we should ignore it, but I'm saying that we shouldn't be too harsh on him, or I mean, like what you said. Why even talk about it, right? It's
Yeah,
not important.
it's always
Yeah.
a waste of
Exactly.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. You want to continue with this?
Yeah. Let's continue. There's one last
Okay.
point I think he makes, and then we can end it, inshallah.
Okay. All right.
And that
All right.
point is actually important because it's
Even more.
regards to Aqidah, so it could get a bit controversial with some Muslim brothers.
All right.
But I'm gonna
Sure.
clarify something, which is that both me and brother Emi and Jay is from the Sunni Athari side in terms of Aqidah. So
Yeah.
if you guys disagree with that, if you're like a Deobandi or like Maturidi or Ashari, with all respect, like we disagree on matters of Aqidah. So we'll discuss that inshallah when it comes. But we're just giving some clarification.
I try not to talk about the Maturidi or Ashari. I just want to focus on the Salaf. That's it. On the Atari. That's it.
Yeah.
I ignore those. I mean, I understand
So
that there's a
if,
lot of
if you guys disagree with it,
language
that's
there.
fine. Like you don't have to agree on
If they
Aqidah.
disagree, so be it.
Yeah.
It's not no concern
But
of
just
ours.
just
No
just
concern
to
of me
give
especially.
some
Yeah.
clarification on where we're
Yeah.
coming from, because this is
Exactly.
the point
Exactly.
we'll criticize him based on this, inshallah.
Okay. So let's continue.
Let's
right?
continue.
Yeah.
Since he likes the fact that God should not only reject Islam, but also embrace Christianity, since that's a Christian concept, not an Islamic one. But the next reason is an even bigger problem for his conversion.
I like about Islam and why it's haram to draw Muhammad. And that's why I didn't really resonate with Christianity a lot growing up, because it's like they're all images that they put of God. It doesn't make sense to me. We are not capable of visualizing what the creator of the universe looks like, what he's doing. Why is he in a cloud chilling with a beard? Why is he white? Why is God? It doesn't make sense. So there's no point in us even conceptualizing it because we can never have the capability to.
No disrespect to the Catholics watching. I like the fact that Islam doesn't draw Muhammad, peace be upon him. You're not supposed to ever visualize that because he was not alive in our time. There's no way that we would know what he looked like, especially Allah, God. He's never drawn. We have no idea what he looks like, or because there's no way, humans are too stupid. We're not mentally capable of understanding what God would look like.
Conceptualize.
We can't conceptualize. So it's not supposed to. In Christianity, I'll grow up and you have like God in a cloud. And it's like this guy with a white dude on a beard. He's like laying in a cloud and he's like putting his hand down. Like why?
So as you just heard, he thinks that it's wrong to draw God, Jesus, or Muhammad, since we don't know what they actually look like. But conceptualizing or visualizing God is a problem for Sneako, and not just backwards reasoning to come up with just like he's accepting Islam, then once again, Sneako has some serious problems. The reason why is because according to some Islamic teachers,
Allah described in the Quran that he has a face. Allah has two hands.
And both of Allah's hands are right hands. We believe that both of the hands of Allah are what? Huh?
The hadith says very clearly that both his hands are right.
The saqi refers to Allah's shin. So he has a leg. The Quran says Allah has one eye. Read Surah number 42. The shin of Allah is mentioned.
In fact, Sheikh Uthman, the one who brought Sneako to his first mosque, he believes that Allah has body parts as well, although sure gets pretty fuzzy when he's pressed on exactly what those body parts look like. But here's the thing, even as I played those clips, if Sneako were listening to those Muslim leaders describing Allah, then it would actually be possible for Sneako not to conceptualize Allah. So in other words, he would be doing the very thing that he gave as a reason for why he rejects Christianity. So now, unfortunately, Sneako's in
this guy is totally misrepresenting the Salaf position.
Those passages in the Quran. If he rejects the interpretation, then he would have to interpret those passages as non-literal representations of God, which is the very thing that everyone knows.
We need to clarify this.
It's true.
Let's pause this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Pause.
Yeah. Yep. Just did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me share something on the screen. If you can share it, inshallah.
Yeah. Let me share it and. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Okay. So this is Quran Surah chapter 42:11. It says, "He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. He has made free spouses from you amongst yourself and made mates and cattle as well, multiplying you both. There is nothing like him. There is nothing like him."
Yes.
فيه ليس كمثله شيء وهو.
So yeah, there's nothing like him.
Yeah.
Okay. This is an explicit thing that this is one of our main creedal and Aqidah belief, which is that we don't believe there is anything like him.
Exactly.
So when you read those hadith or when you read those passages, you have to interpret those passages based on this.
Yes.
So what does that mean? That means when Allah SWT is describing himself, he is describing something that is completely unimaginable for us.
Yes.
We can't even begin to imagine this.
Yes.
Like think about it from a scientific perspective. You know how scientists say that dark matter, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean dark matter is called matter, but is it like matter like this, like plate?
Yeah.
No.
Is it matter?
It's a matter
like,
you cannot touch.
Yeah.
It's matter that you cannot see, you cannot observe, but it's called matter. So here scientists are using a word that means something completely different, nothing like anything we have seen or anything in existence. And yet they're giving it the same word. Similar thing here. When the Quran is describing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as having hands, or these are his attributes, and we affirm these attributes because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself confirmed them. But we don't say that these are anything like our hands and our faces. Okay, so this is literally impossible for you to conceptualize this because they're nothing like creation. Okay.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
this is one of our main creedal belief. And as a matter of fact, I think I can play a small video from Ustad Abdul Rahman Hassan where he really, in very short period, he explains this really well. Can I share the
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and share it. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me share the screen. Okay, so there's a chapter marking here. It's called, "Is Allah Liking His Creation?" Yeah, two things in it. Okay. So this is Ustad Abdul Rahman Hassan. He's a student of knowledge. So he does Aqidah classes. And this is he basically explained what is the proper position in regards to this.
There are two things. There are two things that if a person comes with, his Tawheed al-Asma'i wa-Sifat is nullified. That's why I wrote here, Nawaqidu Tawheed al-Asma'i wa-Sifat. Two things are what nullify Tawheed al-Asma'i wa-Sifat. The first one is at-tamthil. And I've touched on it over here, which is basically resembling Allah's creation, resembling Allah's characteristics to His creation. Resembling Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, His characteristics to that of His creation. For example, a person says, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, His hand is like my hand. This now, it nullifies your Tawheed al-Asma'i wa Sifat. Because you're not doing Tawheed of it. You're not singling Allah in this name, and you're not singling Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala in this attribute. Because we know Allah's characteristics are uniquely His. As He said in the Quran, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. There is nothing like Him. There is nothing like Him. وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ. And Allah is all hear and all seer. Allah hears everything and He sees everything, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we negate from Allah any form of resemblance to His creation. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. There is nothing like Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So yeah, this is one of the major points of Aqidah that we believe in as Sunnis and Atharis, right? We don't believe that there is anything like Him. So when He's describing Himself, He's describing something that is not even imaginable for us.
Yes, yeah. So basically, when the hadith say that God has hands, God has feet, God has shin, it's not to be interpreted literally. That's the thing. I mean,
No. These are literally interpretations.
Sorry. I mean, not in the
These are
terms
not
of.
things.
I mean, not in the terms of how Ashari understood it. I mean, as in hands. Okay, fine. We don't interpret what hands mean. Okay, we don't say okay, God has. Oh, that's na'uzubillah. Okay, so God has a hand. That's it. We don't give.
So basically, what it is that.
Yeah.
As I explained, like for example, when Allah SWT describes Himself, He has these features, He has His attributes, but we don't know what they're like.
Yeah,
there's
we wouldn't
nothing
know.
Like anything you can imagine, and there's nothing like in creation.
We don't describe what God means when He say He has hand or He has a shin or whatever. So if God has a shin, okay, fine, God has a shin. That's it. We don't describe what a shin is. Okay, of course the Ataris the Ataris will describe this a bit differently. However, yeah. Sorry, I mean not Ataris. I mean the Asharis. Sorry.
No, Asharis believe. Please correct me if any Asharis are watching. I think they believe these are metaphors.
Yeah,
but that's not what we believe.
Yes.
Ibn Taymiyyah in Kitab al-Iman and other books, he have refuted them extensively. He broken down their argument, steelman their position, and completely broke down their arguments logically. You guys can read his books.
That used to be my position too until I moved to the Salaf way of thinking. Yeah, I used to think like that. Yeah, I used to think if back in 2000, this was between 2000 and 2004, 2005. I used this argument against the Christians. So if the Christians say, "Oh, your God has a hand," I say, "No, this is just a metaphor. This meaning God's power or something like that." But of course, much later, I switched to the more Salaf way of thinking.
Yeah.
So now I just say, "Okay, fine. God has a hand. So what's your problem?" It's not the hand as humans' hands, okay?
Yeah.
We don't interpret it that way. Okay.
Just because it says the word hand is used doesn't mean it's referring to human hands or like anything in creation.
Exactly.
For example, imagine when scientists say that, quantum wave, right? Quantum wave is a thing that exists. Now, this quantum wave is basically something like something that is very unique. There's nothing like it, right?
Yeah.
If you take a box and take every single thing out of that box, you'll see this wave.
Yeah.
Right. But there's no pattern to these waves. Like they don't behave like anything else. They don't behave like waves. They don't behave like sea waves or anything like that.
Exactly.
They're not physical things. They do exist.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And yet the word wave is used.
Yep.
Obviously, when scientists use the word wave, they don't mean like a sea wave.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing here. When Allah is saying hands, these are not like anything in creation.
Yes.
A similar word is used to describe something completely different.
Yes.
That's not. That's beyond our conception.
Our understanding, and we don't define it. We don't say, "Oh, God has hands," and therefore it means He has to refer to this now.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that. Okay, we don't know what they are, and we just say God has hands. That's it. God says that He has hands. Okay, fine, He has hands. That's it. It ends there. We don't try to interpret the meaning. Okay, we don't try to say. After all, like the Christians, how they say I mean, they believe that a man literally walked upon upon earth, coming out from of a woman. Okay. For 9 months in the womb of a woman for 9 months, and coming out from the private part of a woman, and they are okay with that. They believe that is God. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like we completely reject anthropomorphism.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the Asharis will probably disagree with us. And if you
Yeah.
Asharis are watching, I mean, I think, are you familiar with the channel, the Thought Adventure Podcast? I think
Yes,
they're
I know.
doing
Yeah,
a
yeah,
series of
yeah,
videos, kind of
yeah,
like going
yeah.
back and forth
Yeah,
with the
TAT, yes,
Asharis.
tap.
You guys
Yeah,
can
I
check
know.
out some of their content and what are some of
Yeah,
our
I know.
differences are. We're not
Yeah,
gonna go deep into it, but with all respect to our Ashari brothers,
yeah.
we disagree on this matter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into intersectarian
Yeah,
debates, and then that's not the point of having this channel. So yeah, we just end it there, right? Yeah.
yeah. So let's continue. So, oh,
Okay.
by the way, can you skip the part that where he quotes like Imam Mufti Abu Layth, because he shows a
Okay.
picture of like supposed
Wait.
God.
Okay. If I see him, then I'll skip it. Right.
Yeah, sure. Skip
Real
it.
depictions of what God supposed to look like. But regardless, Sneako doesn't like pictures, reject those since those aren't a feature of Christianity. It's not as if these pictures found in the Bible or the Christian
Pause.
teaching. Obviously, the Bible
Pause.
doesn't say that God
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. That's false. Like,
Okay.
what is he
What did he
saying?
say? I didn't
You
quite
guys
catch it.
literally
Yeah, I
believe
think.
that Jesus is God. Was he not a human? What are you talking about? So he didn't look like me, or like Brother Image, or did he like to have two heads?
Did he eat food? Did he go to the toilet? Did he sleep? Yeah. Did he
What is he
drink?
talking
Did
about?
he eat? Oh my God, these people.
He's saying that
Subhanallah.
we're not saying God is anything like that. That's exactly what you believe. That's literally what you believe.
That's exactly what you believe, man. That's exactly your belief about Jesus. Trying to contradict himself all the way, man.
Yeah.
My God, this Christian liar. My God. Okay.
At one hand, he's saying
Okay.
that we believe in Jesus, he was God, and now he's saying that no, Jesus was nothing like a human being, even though he is a human being. Like what? Like it's just so stupid, man.
Is he even a Christian, man? If he's saying this kind of things, does he really believe in Christianity? Because he doesn't sound to me like he's a Christian. Okay. Doesn't very unchristian of him to say all this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they literally believe that Jesus was God. Like he was both man and God. Like
Oh my God. Okay. Now let's continue this. All right.
sure.
All right.
white man. But on the other hand, if he does accept those Muslims' interpretations of Allah, then he should reject Islam since he's against conceptualizing or visualizing God. And not only that, but he should also Christianity.
Pause.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's impossible to visualize or conceptualize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala based on those verses or hadith, because those are describing things that are not completely beyond our imagination. Okay?
Exactly.
Completely beyond our imagination. So any picture you draw is false. Anything that comes to your head is false. Okay?
Exactly.
That's not true. That's not accurate. It's not possible for it to be, logically not possible for it to be accurate. So no, it's not possible for you to conceptualize God by those verses.
Yes.
If you understand Aqidah in the proper way.
Yes. Yeah, because I came from a background of Ash'ari thought, so I know how the Ash'aris think. And since I'm now adopting the Atari point of view, so I also know how to answer from an Atari point of view as well.
Alhamdulillah, yeah. Let's continue.
Yes, yeah. Okay, let's continue.
Of Allah is as a white man.
Okay, you want me to keep this?
Skip this section.
Okay.
Skip it.
Right. Yeah.
Let's continue.
I don't know why the guy is a mufti, but never mind. Okay. Let's just play this. Yeah.
And in Islam is the fact that the Bible's been changed and the Quran hasn't. Well, you're probably wondering to yourself right now, why would third of all of his claims?
Okay, I think we can end it here. If I'm being honest.
But instead, it's
Okay.
Do you want to go through this?
I mean, what is there any arguments that you say in front? I don't know. Is there anything else that you
no,
say that are important in the front?
Not really. I mean, he basically just nitpicks Sneako for making some basic mistakes in regards to comparative religion, because he didn't understand like that different translations of the Bible is not necessarily the same as different canons of the Bible. So he made some mistakes, and he basically points them out and mocks him.
Yeah, then
and
that's nothing.
But then again, you need to understand is that Brother Sneako is not an apologist. He's not like Muhammad Hijab. He's not Daniel Hakikaju. Okay? He's gonna make mistakes.
Yeah. He's not.
He has
he's
a
not me.
lot to learn. Yeah, he's not
not
Brother
me.
Iminte or like Tasham.
Oh, not like you.
So he's
okay, not like you even. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm just So yeah, so basically he's not experienced in this field, so he made some mistakes. But that's it. It's so hot. Like it's like he's a new Muslim. He's learning, and I'm sure he
I mean, the guy is just jumping upon Sneako's weaknesses. That's all. He's just taking advantage of it. Okay.
Yeah. So he made some mistake, but yeah. that
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything, and I don't think we need to respond to it because the main points I've been responding to.
Okay.
The three point he brought up, which is that at first he talks about this whole thing about we believe that we submit to Prophet Muhammad in the sense of we worship him. Auzubillah, we don't. And
Yeah.
then he talks about like this some nonsense, and then at the end he talks about this Akida thing, which he
Yeah.
completely misunderstands and
Yeah.
completely strawmans.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And let's not forget that he does worship a half-naked Roman criminal swinging from a cross. Let's not forget that. Okay. And he's a man. Okay. He's a man.
Oh, bro, you
Okay.
too savage.
I am savage. I am savage when it comes to this type of people. Okay, I try to be nice to them, but if they are trying to undermine Islam, then I will be savage. Okay, yeah. But I'm telling the truth. I'm saying the truth. I'm not lying or anything, right? I'm not misrepresenting them. I mean, that's exactly what they believe. Okay,
Mhm.
right. So yeah. So I guess that's all. Maybe you want to wrap this up, and then I'll give some of my thoughts before we end the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if like what do you mean wants to have a conversation with us or debate with us or something, we're open. Like he seems like he at least seems somewhat sincere than like David Wood. So if you ever want
Honestly,
to
I
come
doubt it
onto a
because
live
this
stream,
people. I think this person has a history, right? He has history of
yeah,
attacking
yeah,
Islam. So
he
I don't
does.
know whether he's sincere.
Yeah,
I wouldn't actually put him under that
yeah,
category. But I mean, if he
yeah.
wants to, he wants.
Anyway,
If he wants a debate, sure, why not? Yes, let's do it. Yeah.
either way, if he doesn't want to debate and he want to make like a video response or whatever, yeah, we're open to it. But trust me, we're gonna bear you, dude. Like we know what we're talking about. We have experience in this field. We're not Sneako.
Yeah.
All right. So also
Yeah.
like you made us some basic mistakes. I don't think
Yeah.
you even understand how Christianity works. The difference between Catholics and like
Yeah.
Protestants.
That
So
was
you need to
dumb.
brush
Yeah.
up on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
we could be wrong, right? We are not experts either, but literally, I read it in very late from the Wikipedia page. So like maybe you guys should fix Wikipedia page. I don't know. But either way, so yeah, brush up on your Christianity, brush up on your knowledge on Akida of what like Muslim Sunnis or Atharis believe, right? Don't strawman us.
No,
Don't strawman
basically,
our position.
stop.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this is a message to what do you mean? Just stop talking about this intersectarian things involving Muslims. Okay, we have
Yeah.
our disputes with the Asharis, and the Asharis have disputes with us. Don't get yourself involved into it. Don't mess it up. Okay, don't misrepresent Islam and take advantage of our current debate between us. Okay, just as we don't take advantage of your issues with the Catholics and the Catholics issues with.
Yeah.
If you want me to pick issues with you regarding Protestantism and Catholicism, I can
Yeah.
really have a
I
long
mean,
list of
we
it.
actually should do that. We should actually do that
I
because we
can
don't do
actually
that enough.
attack. I can actually attack Protestantism from a Catholic point of view. I mean, so there's a
Yeah.
long list of it.
Yeah,
Okay?
there are massive books that are written by Catholic scholars refuting Protestantism.
Exactly,
There are
exactly.
books written by
And
Protestant
there's
scholars
Protestants
refuting
on Christian
Catholicism.
Catholics, and there's Eastern Orthodox attacking Protestants and
Yeah,
Protestants
we
attacking
have
Eastern
wealth
Orthodox.
of materials. You wanna
All be-
go? You wanna
it's
go
all
down that
behind
road?
me.
We can go down that road, man.
It's all behind me. All right, it's all behind me. It's literally behind me. Right, all
Yeah.
the books are there. Okay, it's just a matter
As a
of
matter of fact,
exposing them.
we don't have to do any research. Like our research will be done by your scholars. We can just pick them up.
No,
and,
we
like,
just I'm
read it
just
to you.
no, we don't even need to. I don't need to find anything new. All I need to do is just pick up a book on the topic and just read the passage from it. That's it. I just need
Yeah.
to find the exact passage. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
It's already done. It's already done and dusted. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I noticed that this Christian polemicists as of late they do try to go into the Ashari and Atari issues to
Yeah.
get and they nitpick
They
certain
think
things and then they
you know what it is.
yeah.
When you have like little knowledge, you think you're very knowledgeable. So they think that they got some like amazing gem that scholars haven't been talking about for like thousands of years,
Yeah,
and we
we have
don't
been
know about.
discussing this issue for thousands of years, so it's nothing new. Okay, this debate has been going on for aeons, okay, for centuries, and I don't know, and I think it will continue. It will continue being discussed, debated to the
Yeah.
death, okay, for centuries to come. So you coming here and raising all these issues are not anything new. Okay, it has been talked about for aeons. Okay,
Yeah.
in the
Like
Muslim world. Okay,
knowledgeable, it will be able to pick it up. Now,
I mean,
obviously, Brother
yeah,
Sneako, he's not
yeah,
like that knowledgeable, so he can
yeah,
make mistakes.
yeah.
But hopefully, this video helps him, inshallah, so he can
Yes,
be better
I hope
informed
so.
when
Inshallah.
he does get into debates with Christians.
Yep.
Or he can watch videos of Brother Hijab or Brother Daniel and like Brother
Yeah.
Knowledge North. And all these people, like they can explain to him from an academic point of view,
Yeah.
especially Brother Knowledge North. I think he has some excellent videos refuting kind
Yeah.
of like or refuting the different position of like some of the deviant sects and what.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, the material is there, so he just have to watch it and read it more.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I think you have pretty much said what I wanted to say. I've already said what I wanted to say. So yeah. So I guess shall we end the stream now?
Yeah, sure. How many are watching?
There are about 6 people watching right now. Just now at one point it was 8, and then it dropped down to 3, and then it went up to 5, and then now it's 6. So I think the people
Yes.
come into. But I think because of some other channels are also running their streams at the same time. So of course the numbers are fluctuating, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. It's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So-
before I go, brother Mehdi Ahmadi, and he's he's a supporter of this channel. I'm going to read his comments. All right. You catch more with honey than vinegar, brothers. Attacks should be reserved and are not as effective without the best and most beautiful of words first, attacks last. Yeah, okay. We take note of that. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. And then I think I'm not sure whether it's a sister. I guess Sister Bella. Okay, she's talking about the issue concerning the Atari position. Okay. They think human hands when we don't imagine it, but he says that he was a hand, then he does that's it. But it's not something that we could imagine. Yep, exactly. That's what we
yeah,
said in
exactly.
the stream. Yeah.
For example, when it comes to the there's a lot of scientific terms in regards to this. Like for example, even when you think about like a mathematical formulas, like so that some mathematical formulas or math systems show that there are different dimensions. There are fifth dimension, sixth dimension. They do like physics math based on these things.
Yeah.
They're concepts in science that we can begin to imagine.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard. It's not illogical. Like it makes perfect sense actually.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So
Like
I guess
you can use words to describe something you can't imagine. It's very logical.
Yep.
It exists in science. It can exist in other places.
Yep. So yeah, I guess we can end the stream now.
Yeah, sure. Let's end
Sure.
this.
Yeah. So okay. So before I go, before I end the stream, I'll put you in the back chat, and then I will tell everyone that the stream is ended. All right.
Sure.
All right. So
Okay.
before
Bye,
that, yeah.
everyone. By the way, subscribe to my channel.
Oh yeah. By the way, don't
Islam.
forget to subscribe to Brother Islamic Callings channel. Okay. Before I end the stream, I will play the intermission
Also
video,
subscribe to
and then I will.
Muslim Apologist.
Of course, my channel is there. I will put the link in the description, so there's no worry of that. All right. So yeah, don't go yet. All right. But I'll just put you in the back chat, but please don't go. Okay. Right. All right. So intermission. So yes, I guess we have pretty much come to the end of the stream. So thank you very much for watching this live stream with my brother Islamic Calling, and I hope that you will subscribe to his channel. It will be in the description as well as my channel. Obviously, I mean you are here, right, watching this live stream. So if you like this live stream, please do not forget to like this channel. If you would like to tell everyone about this channel, please do inform everyone about it. And inshallah, I'll see you again in a future live stream. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.